Welcome to this week's Throwback Thursday. This week we're going to talk about how we bought untouched land in Maine for $6,500. So in 2017, around Christmas time, my girlfriend and I were in Northern California and just got done with our seasonal agricultural job. And we had rented a really nice RV spot. We were living in our Astro van, traveling the country, and we just got into a conversation about buying land. And I asked her, where should we buy land? And she said, Monson, Maine. I was kind of surprised. I'm from Daytona Beach, Florida. She's from Indiana. I was surprised, but not surprised. We were both long distance hikers. We actually met on the PCT. And then the next year we did the AT, my third time. And we ended up meeting Hippie Chicken Poet, who had just bought Shaw's Hiker Hostel. We spent some time with them, and over the next few years, we came back and visited every year. Spent a little time at the hostel, hung out with hikers, and I love the 100-mile wilderness. It's my favorite section of the trail. So Monson, Maine was fine with me. I immediately pulled up Zillow, found this property. It was listed at $7,500. There were some really crappy pictures of the front from the road. There wasn't a lot of information. I called the realtor. The realtor had never even stepped foot on it. She had taken pictures from the road. She had no information other than it was a buildable lot, and the asking price was $7,500. I made her a cash offer of $6,500. She contacted the family and was going to get back with me. A few days later, she contacted us and said that the man that was selling it had passed away on Christmas Eve, and that the property had gone into probate. So we kind of put the idea to the back burner. Fast forward April of 2018, we were visiting my parents in Daytona Beach, and I just so happened to pull Zillow up and look in Monson, Maine, and the listing had gone back up that morning. I called the realtor. I said, hey, we still want to put in the $6,500 cash offer. Could you get with the owners? Let us know what they say. She actually called us back in less than 15 minutes, and she said they'll take it. Now, we were in Florida. We had never seen the property, and we needed a little time. So I asked her if we could set a closing date for May the 7th, which happened to be our anniversary. She said, yeah, that's no problem. And I asked if the owners were okay with us coming up and camping on the property before we purchased it. She called the owners, called us back in about 10 minutes, and she said, yeah, they're fine with that. And we said, okay, we're going to be up there around May 1st. We're going to take a look at it. So we came up May 1st. We set up a camp. We toured the property. When we got here, we were kind of shocked or in awe. It ended up being a mountain, the side of a mountain, a hill, what most people would consider undesirable land. So you couldn't actually pull up on it. We actually had to park in the road the whole time we were here. Luckily, it's a side road, and it's kind of usual for people to park on the side of the road. So May 7th, we signed the papers, we paid the cash, and this land became ours. The video I'm going to show you now is the first time we took a tour and videoed it. I had a really, really crappy phone, so the video quality isn't very good, but you'll be able to see what we saw when we first got here. Enjoy. Okay, so this is the property. Our property's from about where you see those big trees right there. See the big curved one right next to this cluster, and it goes down here to about where this big white birch is sticking up. The second one, right before the power lines. And this is the driveway over here. We got a little culvert out front for the snow melt. And this is the covered up driveway that we couldn't tell was here. But goes back, and this is how we've been cutting through. Coming in. And this is where the driveway comes in. We left those trees there so that nobody else would pull up in here. And this is spring number 1 over here. Little spring. I got it dug out so that we can put a pipe in and do a driveway that's going to come across here, through here, and it's going to cross right here. We're going to do a bridge over the second spring to have the driveway over here. And here's the second spring. Comes from up in there. And this is the hill. There's Allison going up the hill. I'll walk over here so we can see her. Hey, come out and wave real quick so I can see where you're at. Anyway, I don't think she can hear me. But this little rock outcrop right here is where I think we'll put Darian's spot, and there's the camp where she is right now. Wave! That's where the camp is up there. If you can kind of tell a little bit better now, the angle. But I will walk you up. Yeah, and this is driveway is going to come in right there, come across here, and I'm going to have it go up that hill over here. And I'll show you where it's going to come down, but I'm going to take you around this way, up our trail that we've been using. We're really excited about these springs. We got another one that I'll show you in a little bit. This one's source is way up here. It's kind of a cool little cubby. Right now it's dirty, but we're gonna try to clean all that out. I have like a little swimming hole right there. And then that one's gonna be like a dog bath or something. First one. This is our little flat rock that we found when we got here. It's a little sitting spot. We've been having tools and stuff. And yeah, our property goes up over there to kind of almost the top of the hill right here. And I'll show you where the line is up here. This is our trail that we've been having to hike up and down to camp. It's kind of a hill. Goes up you a bit. You can see down. Already getting up there a little bit. This is about 20 feet up, I think. Kind of see the neighbor's house, but not too bad. It's a camp. He's only there in the winter. Some of our rock outcrop. There's a really cool spot I'm going to show you up here. That's like a sitting spot. This is up top where I'll show you a little spot for Darian. 2 trees over here. It's 2 pines. That one. Maybe there's 2 trees in the middle going, but the rock crap. And then back on our trail. So this is our first camp spot. First campsite that we made. It's got a pretty cool view. You can kind of see the mountains over there. Sun comes up right over here. You can see how big our trees are. We got some big ones. And yeah, just our little camp set up right here. And Allison's lovely fire pit. Our view from where we're sitting chilling. Oh, pretty cool. Up here is a cool little rock outcrop I want to show you. And then I'll walk the perimeter, show you some other stuff. Here we go. Woo, it's an adventure. Our property goes to that pink thing right there. So this is a cool little sitting rock, chilling spot. The view's pretty awesome from up here. You can't really see it now. Probably not on the video for shit. But in the middle right there, once some of these trees come out a little bit, there's 2 mountains right there you can see. Looking down at our camp. And I'll walk the perimeter a little bit. Cool rocks. Cool rocks. I'm gonna basically walk within like 10 feet of the property line. This is perspective home site with mountain views, sunrise. Kind of an adventure going through. That's the site over there. Lots of climbing involved around here. And there's another property line thing. It's right here. Now this is a cool spot because if you look over here, it's a little ledge. You can see my shadow down there. There's a ledge here. Kind of long ledge. And that's a possible garden area. Right in here. From like right in here. Up into here. Alright, we'll walk you to the back corner now. I'll show you the bottom of that. It's really cool. We're gonna walk it through here. This is getting close to the back corner of the property. And that's the back corner right here. That's our back corner marker. And it goes straight down into here, which I'll take you to. And then we'll go down the next side of the property. Kind of through the middle a little. I'm gonna kind of walk you down along the back here. I'm just using this old trail. Our property line's actually down in there a little bit, but I feel like bushwhacking right now. Now here's our property line. Comes down into here, right down this area. But here's our third spring. It's the third spring area, kind of a little lush but wet little area. See the blue bin over here? That's where the neighbor was getting his water, but he didn't realize that it was actually on this property. So he drilled a well. But yeah, it's kind of mushy and overgrown now. But what we want to do is hopefully dig out up here where the source is somewhere and be able to gravity feed down to holding tanks and stuff to drink. We're gonna get it tested. Yeah, there's the source right in here, somewhere under there. That's where the water's coming from. And then he had a hole dug right here with that tub in it. And it flows pretty good down here towards the end. You can kind of see. Take you down here where everything's meeting up. It's got a pretty good flow. Probably hard to see flow on video, but it's moving. Now, there's a little path back in here that's borderline ours and his. I think it's partially ours, but for tour's sake, I want to take you up here and show you some stuff. You actually had a black pipe at one time too, going down there. But for tour's sake, I'm going to take you this way because I want to show you some stuff. Our property line's down here by that big tree you can kind of see in the distance, the biggest one in the center, I guess. So that's about where our line is down there. But I'm gonna show you right here. Oh, I just saw that. Those are fiddleheads right there growing on the ground, and they are edible when they're really small and wound down, and they're all over the place. So that's one wild edible we have. Oh, and I forgot to show you the beech nut tree, and we have some sugar maples. So protein. Here's that ledge down by the garden here. Get you a good shot of it. Really cool ledge. Nice backdrop for hanging out in the garden. And then, yeah, go back down through the bushes. I see his spot right there. Our property line actually comes really close to his. Now, right in here is where I want to come up with the driveway and kind of cut in. Take that out. Flat spot to pull 2 or 3 vehicles in. Then over here, this is kind of cool because the earth gave us what we wanted. Allison cellar spot over here. Already kind of an indention right here on the ground. I don't know if you can see it. I might have to get a different angle. There's like a big indention right there in the ground that's probably 4 feet deep or so. But it's the back ledge up there is probably 8 feet high up here. So we could put 8 foot right into there and then fill some of this earth back in there. That's all. And then, yeah, parking area right here. And the driveway would come up through here. It's gonna be kind of steep, but that's what you got to work with around here. Coming down. That's looking back up at the camp. It's up there. But coming down right in there. The property line's like right over here by this double tree right here. Somewhere in there. Going up at an angle. And yeah, the driveway come right down into here. And connect to where I showed you the driveway was coming in. And this would be like, for that corner over here, that part of the land, if I can get it cut off like that would be his. But this is all ours. So this would probably be where I put like a work area. This is only flat-ish. I don't know if you can really tell how flat it isn't, but there's a lot of bumps. And just gonna have it flatten out. And again, there's that outcrop spot. And I'm thinking this might be my sawmill area. Right here, coming off the driveway over the bridge and to the side here. And then maybe a small workshop right there. Right between these trees. A little side door over to the spring. We decided we wanted to do a little bridge over this one because it doesn't flow that much, but it would be really nice to have a little spring-fed creek going across and a little bridge right here. We diverted it to make it straight, so I can do a straight bridge right here, from there to there. I have a bridge. Come in the driveway, across the bridge. So, yeah, that's full circle around the property. And there's our mountain. That's our mountain up there. You can see the level ground. And then when I turn like this, yeah, I guess your perspective. Got some big rocks. Big rocks. These little babies, we didn't cut any of these little guys. Little evergreens. They're everywhere. We're gonna transplant them along the property line to give us some coverage. But welcome to our abode, our homestead.